Cigars and coffee, baby. Cigars and coffee. So we are here for the very first breast cancer survivor edition. And I have an amazing guest today. Miss Tia LaCour.
That's it.
How you doing?
I am so good, baby.
Thank
so
you so
blessed
much
to be
for
here.
joining. Thank you. This means more to me than you will ever know.
You know it's mutual.
So, Miss Tia,
Yes.
I'm just so y'all are aware, I'm calling her Miss Tia because I've been knowing her like that my whole life.
Yes.
So before you met my mom, let's go to the beginning. Where were you born? Where were you raised? What was your childhood like?
I was born in Wiesbaden, Germany. I am a proud Army brat. My dad was a paratrooper, and we moved around. I've lived in Arizona, Louisiana, Kentucky, but at the end of the day, we landed in Beaumont, and so that's where I grew up and went to school in Beaumont.
Okay. So after school, where did your career take you once you started your career?
I went to Sam Houston State.
Okay.
After Sam Houston State, got married and moved to Houston from Beaumont.
Okay.
And
Moved to the big city, huh?
Yes, and I've called it home ever since.
I hear you.
But I worked at Target for a little while in the cash office.
Gotcha.
And then was blessed with a job at Bank. Well, at the time it was Nations Bank.
Nations Bank. Okay.
And then we were acquired. We merged with Bank of America.
Awesome.
Yes.
So that is where we met, I guess.
That's where we come in. Yes.
So you worked with my mom at Bank of America, just right around the corner from here. As you can see, we're at Slow Drip, Texas, in the heart of downtown. So Bank of America is the spot.
Yes.
The pointy building I used to call it when I was a kid. What was that experience like? How did you guys come to be besties? What was that like?
Darren.
Yeah, look, I gotta hear this, cause yeah.
My first week at Bank of America, sitting there, you know how they have those chairs that go up and go down. I couldn't get the chair to go up because, you know, I'm not as tall as I used to be. I'm all of 5 feet. So sitting there, got tired of messing with the chair, so I was just sitting there working.
Gotcha.
This lady comes around the corner and looks at me and goes, "Why are you sitting on the ground like that?" And that was my introduction to Yolanda McKnight.
What? Why are you sitting on the ground like that? I'm gonna have to talk to you, Mama.
She told me to get up. She fixed my chair.
Yeah.
And
so ever since
that's
then.
where a lifelong friendship was built.
Most definitely. So, when did you leave Bank of America, and where did that take you?
We got acquired by a company called Check Free.
Okay.
And we were laid off 2001, 2002, right around that time. And I got a job working for USPTA, which is the United States Professional Tennis Association.
Wow.
So we insured tennis pros that taught tennis.
Okay.
And I was there for several years.
Wow.
Moved back to Beaumont. Became the account manager for American Real Estate. And then 2019, fast forward to 2019, I was blessed to get a job at Merrill Lynch.
Big Merrill Lynch, not the little one, the big Merrill Lynch.
Merrill Lynch.
Wow.
And I was there for dealing in ultra high net worth. And I'm still in ultra high net worth, but I'm under the Bank of America umbrella now, under custom mortgage.
Yeah, when you called the other day, I saw Bank of America pop up. I'm like, well,
Who is
I know
this?
I got my money in the account. What they calling me?
Yes.
Oh. So, in between that time, the reason why we're here today.
Yes.
Where was it that it started? When did you notice it? Take me through that journey.
Okay. At that time, it was 2014.
2014.
I was actually at home with the flu. And I had one of those, the back pillows that you sitting up reading, and fell asleep.
Okay.
But when I woke up, I was kind of slumped over. And so I straightened up and I felt this ting that I had never felt before.
Really?
So I sat up and I reached under my arm. And when I did that, I felt something that I hadn't felt before.
That you hadn't felt before. Yeah, that
And,
flies like
yeah.
the coffee.
You are not welcome here. But, and it stunned me because I was I did the breast exams,
Wow.
I kept my appointments, I did all of that. But when I reached under there, I did feel something. And I sat straight up. And I stood up, did the exam, and I was like, yeah, this is definitely something. And at the time, the Gift of Life, which is imperative in Beaumont, Texas, they have helped several women survive. A good family friend worked there as a volunteer, and I called her, and I said, I have a lump. She said, Tia, I love you. I'll call you right back. And the power of God. Usually you're on a waiting list to get, they do the paperwork, they get you the mammogram, they get you seen, they get you in. I had a mammogram the following week.
Look at God.
She got me in there. And I got I want to say, no, this was toward the end of 2013.
Okay.
The bad part of that is after I had the testing done, I had to wait until the holidays. I had to wait through the holidays. That was horrific. There is nothing like a medical wait.
So you find out you have this.
I have this lump.
You have this lump.
Got the mammogram. They looked at that, scheduled the ultrasound, had to go back and get that, had to schedule the biopsy, went back and got that, but the biopsy results were not back until after New Year's. That's
so when we
hard.
talk about the waiting period,
I'll tell you something. Like I said, there's nothing like a medical wait. But I will say this. I knew in my spirit I had it. I knew I had it. I even called my dad. And my dad was like, Tia, don't go picking out no coffins. Let's see where we are.
Right.
And that's the military, that logic kicks in for them before the emotion does.
Right.
And that's what I needed at the time.
He will always give you what you need
At the
that
time. At the time. Yes.
So fast forward to the New Year's.
Okay. January, when I was supposed to go in, I had something mandatory to do at work, so I couldn't go.
Okay.
And I had to push it back until January the 30th.
So not only do you make me wait till the New Year.
I have to go all through January.
Oh, boy.
January the 30th, my mom, myself, and a gentleman I was dating at the time, we went and like I said, in my spirit, I knew I had it. We get to the office, they call us back, and there's this lady standing there. And I was like, who is this woman? She's not a nurse, she's not a practitioner, and she's not the surgeon.
Don't have a white coat on or nothing. Who are you?
So we sit down, she's making nice, come on in, take a seat, she's making, trying to keep our spirits up. I knew. So he walks in and he has a single sheet of paper in his hand. I knew. He sat down and he said, Tia, you have stage 2 ductal carcinoma in the right breast. After that, I really can't tell you what he said. And I was glad my mom was there because after that, I heard nothing.
Really?
I saw his mouth moving, but I didn't hear anything.
So the feeling that you had is equivalent to when you see it on movies or TV shows, and
Time
it's
stops.
like
it stands still.
it's like you're present, your eyes are open, body functioning,
Your heart is beating.
but it's like
You've checked out. You've checked out.
really.
And I will say this: most people in crisis mode, or when you hear bad news, you hear people say, I saw my life flash before my eyes.
Wow.
I did not. I saw Joshua's life.
Joshua's your son.
Yes. He was a sophomore in high school at the time. I saw his high school graduation. I saw dropping him off at college for the first time. I saw him graduating from college. I saw him getting married. I saw my grandbabies. And I had to decide right then to fight.
It's a fight.
I had to dig in at that moment. Through shock and awe is when I had to make the decision to show up because I had stuff to do.
Because you saw
His life,
his life.
not mine.
So you leave that room that day, and you decide to fight. What comes next? Like what? I'm guessing doctor's appointments upon doctor's appointments.
First of all, prayer and processing.
Woo! Start there.
The prayer and the process. Because you know your your humanness will not get you through this.
You know, it's nothing I can do physically.
Nothing. Everything I've heard after he said you have cancer is beyond me. I can't fix it. I can't cure it. I can't heal it. But I can fight it.
Fight it.
After I made the decision that I have cancer, cancer does not have me, prayer kicks in. And I never asked God why. I'm going to try not to cry. Because I knew the process and the purpose was bigger than me. A lot of times we don't understand what we suffer through isn't even for us.
You say that one more time for the people in the back.
What we suffer through is not for us. I knew it was bigger than me. It was bigger than me. And at church, we had a breast cancer event last night. And I shared that my grandmother told me, be careful what you ask for. Years and years and years ago, I asked God to make me a vessel of inspiration and encouragement and healing to help women. I've always wanted to be in a position to help women, to make a difference. I had no clue the platform would be breast cancer. And you got to be careful what you ask for, because a lot of times you're not prepared for what you ask for.
And what he's about to give you, because he's going to give it to you.
Boom.
On this platform.
Yes.
Quick example. You knew my grandmother.
Yes. I still hear her laughter.
Oh my goodness. I had a business event that was proposed to. And the financial part wasn't aligning. Nothing about the proposal was aligned.
Okay.
And it was out of town. And I'm wrestling with it because I'm starting Cigars and Coffee, and the platform that I would be doing this particular event, massive event.
Yes.
Massive platform. It's actually for someone's wedding reception. They wanted me to come and host their wedding reception.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And I'm like, I don't even know what I'm doing at a wedding reception. And to your point, the week before I had to get on a flight to go out there, I said, God, show me a sign. Give me a sign that deal is not a good deal.
That's not for me.
That I don't need to go. Miss Tia, the very next day, I get a call that my grandmother passed away. And I'm like, God.
I wanted a sign, but
I wanted a sign, but dude, really?
We can't choose how he delivers it.
And you know, an event is minute to the example that you gave, but just you have to be careful.
What you ask for, baby.
Wow.
And to my point, you're not prepared for what you ask for.
No.
You're not prepared for it.
Mm-mm.
You're not.
Wow. So back on track.
That's another show. That's another show.
So we talk to God. What does the game plan look like after that?
I already knew it was going to take everything I had. It was going to require everything I had. And you hear people say, well, I gave it all I had.
I gave it all I had. No, you didn't.
You don't know what that is. You don't. Most people who say that don't know what that looks like.
Wow.
I had to resolve that whatever it took is what I had to give to get to the other side. And there is something about laying flat on your back and you can't move. It's a difference between choosing not to do something and not to go somewhere, and you can't.
Right. Right.
The best way I can describe the pain after chemo, the blessing is I never got sick. I never got the nausea and all that during chemo. But the aching and the pain after, it's like going into labor, but all over your body, from head to toe.
Pain.
Pain.
Now I have a son, but I didn't have nothing to do with the label or nothing like that. So we're talking about pain, from head to toe.
Head to toe.
How does that feel?
It takes you. It goes beyond physicality. I mean, it's a pain that it challenges you on every. That kind of pain challenges your sanity to hurt that bad, to be in that much pain.
Right. Wow.
But I have a son.
So you've been through that pain.
Whatever it takes to be here for the graduation.
Oh.
And all of that, that's what I got to do.
Wow.
That's what I got to do. That's the price I got to pay to be here.
So when you talk about chemo, of course your body goes through stages from the chemo.
Yes.
Could you explain, touch on what was that like, and what was where were you at mentally when that started to take?
The bad thing about chemo is that, and I worked my first breast cancer journey I worked through. I would go to chemo was every 3 weeks.
Okay.
I would go Thursday. I would be out Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to kind of recover. It's a tired and a fatigue you've never felt. If you can imagine when you have been, or imagine when you play ball and you were exhausted.
Right.
Can you imagine being that exhausted and you've been in bed all day? You actually physically
You're
been
that
laying
exhausted.
in the bed all day, and you're that exhausted. And what people don't realize is that although chemo saves lives, what's pumping through your veins takes a toll on your body. It takes a toll on your body.
I can imagine. I know us on the outside, we see the physical appearance
You see the physical change
from chemo, but the inner body is. Would you say that it feels worse than what's going on the outside?
Yes, absolutely. I will. And my first breast cancer journey was bad. That second one.
Wait a minute.
Woo,
You notice she said the first one.
That second one. Baby, God is real. He's real.
God is real. Woo! So before we get into the second, how do you get to the mountaintop of the first one? What was that? What was not the strategy, or we know you put it in God's hands. We know that He brought you through it.
Mm-hmm.
But what was the feeling once you got to the mountaintop?
There is nothing like your, that ringing the bell. People don't understand what that means.
Yeah.
It means you showed up to war.
Real war.
War. To survive.
Life or the alternative war. That type of war.
You chose to fight to survive. That signals you completed the process. You completed the process.
Ringing the bell.
That ringing the bell. That bell.
Ringing the bell.
Oh.
Something so small.
There's no sound like it.
Really?
There's no sound like it.
So when you're going through the process, do you look for the day to do that? Is
Yes.
that a...
Because where my chemo room was, I had to pass the bell. I had to pass the bell to go to chemo.
Ooh. How beautiful is that?
And the day that I had to pass the bell, but I got to come back to that bell and ring it.
Yeah, I would imagine it. I play sports, like you already know. I played sports my whole life. I would imagine getting ready to play in a championship game, and every day while I'm walking to practice, the championship trophy is right here.
Yes,
it's right here.
That's exactly what it is.
So it was more so motivation.
Yes, it was, because I'm ringing that bell.
I'm ringing that bell.
This bell right here, I'm ringing it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Powerful.
The day I stop here, it's on.
Wow.
I'm gonna tear it off the
bang.
I'm gonna rip it off.
Oh,
yes.
Wow. So you ring this bell.
Mm-hmm.
When did you find out for part 2?
Woo, okay. Had been in remission for 7 years.
7 years.
I had moved back to Houston.
Oh my goodness.
Had worked at Merrill. I was had moved over to Bank of America in custom mortgage. And at the time, we were still working from home due to COVID.
Wow.
Went for my yearly exam, everything. Sitting there, waiting for my results. I mean, it never crossed my mind. It never crossed my mind. And she called, and my oncologist she's a godsend. And she said, "Are you home?" Why did you ask me?
Are you home? Are you sitting down? Things like that.
Yeah. I'm home. I'm working from home today. You know, we're still remote due to COVID. And she said, "Your results are in." And she's compassionate, but she's not going to sugarcoat it, so you can get in there and get in the fight.
I hear you.
Your results came back. It is cancer, but this time it's HER2 positive.
It's who?
HER2 positive.
Explain. I don't know.
The first one, ductal carcinoma, is invasive.
Okay.
But thank God they caught it at stage 2.
Gotcha.
With HER2 positive, now it has a hormone receptor. It has a hormone receptor to it. So your body is, they have to, the way they initiate your cocktail for chemo has to be different because now they have to take your hormones into consideration. It's a different kind of cancer.
Gotcha.
A different kind. So,
brought new challenge.
Okay. So, blessing is still stage 2.
Still stage 2. Okay.
Stage 2, same breast though. Same breast. So then you kick yourself because you didn't do the mastectomy the first time. The first time I opted for the lumpectomy where I did the chemo, radiation, and it shrunk it down from about the size of a golf ball to the size of a sweet pea. They just cut it out. Okay, fine. And then, but you know what? When I go through things, I give myself 48 hours. Because for
48
me,
hours to
that's my
wallow
process.
in it, huh?
Yeah, because if I go beyond the 48 hours, that's for me. Depression creeps in. I don't have time for that.
Yeah.
That's gonna,
you got things you need to see.
I got stuff to do. I gave myself 48 hours. I called my boss and said, "Look, I just got a call from my oncologist. I'm gonna need the rest of the day. I need to process.
Yeah.
She said, Tia, whatever's on your dashboard, let me know. Log out. Keep me posted. I took that day, and I allowed myself to feel. And then I let my family know. Now, the hardest thing about the second time is that my child was in college. How do I call him again with this news? And he's trying to finish school. I called my dad, I called my mom, called my sister. And then called Joshua. That was a hard call.
Wow.
That was a hard call. And that weekend, because I want to say she called me on a Tuesday or something like that. I want to say Tuesday. I don't know if you remember, Jennifer Hudson was in a movie called Respect. It was the Aretha Franklin story.
Yep.
I was sitting there looking at it, and I paint and I draw when I am going through or have a lot on my mind.
Gotcha.
That's my outlet.
Gotcha.
And I just had this canvas, and I just got angry. And I don't even know angry. I wasn't angry at God. I wasn't angry at myself. I was just angry. And I painted this picture called Ribbon Rage. It was a pink ribbon, and it was like a tormented pink ribbon. And I still have that picture today because that's what I felt. I understand that the pink ribbon represents breast cancer awareness. But cancer is not pretty. It's not soft. It's not kind. It is. So sometimes pink, that color irritated me.
Really?
Yes. Because what I was going through was not gentle.
It was nothing pretty about it, huh?
No.
It was. Wow.
It was not soft. It wasn't kind. Everything you think of when you think of pink, cancer is the opposite. And I sat there and I painted this picture. And there was a scene where Aretha Franklin was singing in church.
I remember that.
Darren,
scene.
I lost my mind.
I remember that scene.
I cried so hard. I'm surprised the police didn't come. I had a fit. I had a meltdown.
Rightfully so, though, right?
I needed that to gear up. I was getting everything out to get ready. And it was like after that night, I was like, all right.
Strap up the boots, huh?
Let's do it. The seven pieces in Ephesians, like new.
Wow.
Let's get that armor on and let's go to war.
Woo. So you start this war. What was that talk with God like this time?
God, I know this is bigger than me. You're trusting me with this again. Who am I supposed to? Who else am I supposed to tell? Who else am I supposed to reach? Now, one thing I can say I learned. I did speak about it after my first experience.
Right.
But now, it's different. The delivery is different.
Yeah.
The intentionality is different.
Yeah.
Sometimes, again, what you go through isn't for you. Sometimes people need to see and touch and feel something that God has had his hands on so they know that they can make it. So I knew, again, it was bigger than me.
Yeah. So you have that conversation. You've let your family know.
Yes.
You start chemo.
And it was horrific.
Worse than the first time.
The very first chemo, I had an allergic reaction and my face blew up. And my sister was with me. She brought me to my first chemo. And my eyes, lips, my face blew up. So they had to stop immediately and tweak some things. allowed 3 weeks. I went back. They, uh, redid my medicines, the amounts, and all that. Second time, I became unresponsive, and I woke up to them working on me. So they had to stop, and I had to go through a whole new chemo med transition.
Because this one was hormone.
This one was hormone based, and they have to treat it more aggressively. They have to treat it differently. But my body was not agreeing with the meds. I became completely unresponsive. And after that, when I tell you this process, I managed to get through 6 treatments. But it was tough. It's like my body was. I don't know. This one was different. It was completely different.
So when you say 6 treatments, what time frame does that look? Is it still on every 3 week you're going in?
Mine was every 3 weeks. Every 3 weeks, yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. So you get through those 6 weeks, or those 6 chemo treatments.
Ask me what day I rang the bell from the second time.
Ask
me that date. February the 14th, 2022. I rang that bell.
The Pynk day. That's
that day. The day of love.
The day of love.
I got to ring that bell, and this is the shirt I wore when I rang it.
Really?
Yes.
So as you're gearing up, you're going through this chemo. You walking past that bell again, correct?
Well, not this time, because this time I was in MD Anderson, and where the bell was, it wasn't where the treatment room was.
Got you.
It was like a different hallway.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you knew the feeling of ringing the bell the first time.
And I knew I was gonna ring it again. I'm ringing this bell.
Wow.
I'm ringing it. I'm ringing it.
So you are a 2-time breast cancer. What is a bigger word than a survivor?
I'm gonna go deeper than that. Breast cancer, 2014, 2015 hysterectomy, 2016 nephrectomy. They found a mass on my right kidney. I have 2/3 of my right kidney. And then
This wasn't in the review sheet for this interview.
And then to have breast cancer again. So survivorship for me is real. And that's why I'm intentional with everything I do.
All I'm hearing right now is the I'm a survivor. Like, wow.
Yes. When I say God is real and I'm happy to be here,
you mean it.
I'm happy to be here in all of it, good and bad.
Good and bad.
Yes.
Weather conditions, drama at work.
Listen, ain't none of that.
Wow.
None of that compares to what I've been through. It's all small stuff now. It's all small. Yes, am I perfect? No, I still have my days. Do I still go through things? Do I struggle with things? Absolutely. I'm still human. Even after all of that, I'm still human. Yeah. But at the end of the day, God pulled me through that to be here, sitting here with you today.
Ooh. So what is life like now? Now that you're moving as a 2-time breast cancer survivor?
I find so much joy in the simple things. For some reason in life, we're always looking for these big, grandiose things to bring us joy. We don't understand the beauty in the details, the little things. And beauty is always found in most of the places we don't look. The appreciation is deeper. The appreciation for life is deeper. I will say that.
Wow. You know, me and the wife just celebrated our 8th year wedding anniversary.
Yes.
Thank you. And we went to a getaway house, and this house is basically like a very small shack, and it has kitchen next to the bed and the restroom right next. It's literally
Like a tiny house.
tiny house.
Yes.
And it's in the woods. It's like, and I'm not an outdoorsy person at all. Like, nah,
That's not
that
your
ain't my
gift.
stilo. Nuh-uh. But I found so much peace there. Disconnecting from social media, this, that, TV, and the peace, and just enjoying hearing a bird chirp.
Ooh, crickets.
A cricket.
Sound different.
Look, we were out there, and you know how they say in the country it's dark out there. It get dark. It get real dark. Look, I always used to hear, hey, you go outside in the country at night and you can't even see your hand.
Part.
It was that dark.
Part.
But when it's dark like that, we were able to see stars, and it was like, yeah. Appreciation for the little things that are life, right?
It's like a body of water. A body of water can be beautiful. You're standing there, you're looking at it. You throw a stone in that water. Until you disturb the surface of that water, it won't dance.
At all. Yeah. Whew. So, before we wrap this up,
Okay.
what's next with all of this journey that you've been through? What's next?
I absolutely love October. I love, first of all, I'm a fall girl. Everything, just when you need that jacket and that sweater, just that light
Just
sweater.
a little bit.
And I love me some football and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
I love to cook, the gumbos, the etouffees, all that.
Oh, talk to me.
But of course, we celebrate breast cancer awareness through the month, during October.
In October.
I sat with that one day, and I was like, you know what? We fight 11 other months of the year, not just in October. Because I actually had somebody tell me one day, it's not October, you have a breast cancer shirt on.
Time out. Flag on the play.
Excuse me? Yeah, it's not October. Baby, we fight 11 other months of the year. So out of that, the idea for my baby came along. I am starting 11 in Pynk.
11 in Pynk.
11 in Pynk.
Wow.
Yes. And it's just a platform for survivors, those in the fight, those we want to remember.
Right.
And also for caregivers. We have to love our caregivers, because I would not be in this chair today without the people that loved me through it. So that's what I'm working on now. So stay tuned for 11 in Pynk.
11 in Pynk. It's a beautiful name. I've already seen some of the
Yes.
Yeah. So, whatever I can do to help, you let me know.
I will.
You let me know. I mean that.
Okay.
And like I told you as I was gifting you your mug today, you were my very first customer to purchase a Cigars and Coffee. The very first. And I she numero uno. So whatever I can do to help you in any way possible, it's all.
And I thank you, and I thank you for that. 2014 made me a warrior. 2021 gave me the audacity to believe I can anything. It gave me audacity.
The audacity. And most of the time when you hear that, it's who gave you the audacity to do something like that?
My Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Because he pulled me through to be here.
Yeah.
So So audacity, I got
I got
plenty
that.
of it.
I got that. That came from him.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I got a healthy dose.
Wow. Wow.
Yes, indeed.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is this episode of the very first Breast Cancer Survivor edition for Cigars and Coffee. This is Miss Tia.
LaCour.
LaCour. I was saying LaCour. I'm like,
LaCour.
forgive me. I call her Miss Tia.
Yes.
That's Miss
That's
Tia
who I
to me.
am. Yes, absolutely.
But the story, the intention, just the boldness of it. I thank you for sharing on on my platform today, because I know that this is going to touch so many people.
I thank you, and I appreciate it.
And I love you.
I love you, baby.
Yes,
That's
ma'am.
my
Yes,
baby. That's my baby.
Yes, ma'am. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Cigars and Coffee. I'm D McKnight. Y'all be blessed. Peace.